honeydew, cucumber, basil, mint, avocado, green grapes, and some citrus in there, and a little bit of chili to give it just a hint of spice. Side of asparagus. Local asparagus is in right now. We are grilling asparagus with a Meyer lemon aioli, some fresh chives in there, a little bit of grated Parmesan Reggiano right up on top. Real simple. No more side of broccolini. This is our new. Here is something you might recognize. We've done this in the past. It's a very popular appetizer. Obviously, I tweaked a little bit with a new compote. It is a savory goat cheese, Humboldt Frog goat cheese cheesecake. We call it a cheese torte, but it's traditionally done like a cheesecake, the same way. It has a polenta crust. It has a tart cherry compote with a Pinot Noir and honey and a little bit of sugar reduction in that compote. And it's served with some grilled baguette and a little bit of garnish. I don't have any microgreens today. I will have them tomorrow. So the flour is just for a little color distinction. Okay, so we're gonna have a little microgreens on there tomorrow.
This is the best thing you'll ever eat.
This is something it's a combination of flavors basically that I learned very young in classical cuisine. The combination of the yam, the Bing cherry, the spinach, and the liver is a very traditional classic combination in southern France. So any kind of way I can play on that, I like to do an appetizer with pate or with seared foie gras or with something like that. It always is a win. We put a little bit of vanilla bean and yam in the creme brulee, so it's a little bit savory, but it is definitely a little bit sweet. Some pork-soaked Bing cherries, a little bit of spinach coulis, which is just like a puree on the plate, painted on, and our duck and chicken liver pate. So obviously the pate, not vegetarian. It has heavy cream in it, so it has dairy, no gluten. Without the crostinis, this dish is gluten-free. Okay, on the salads. I think this one's going to be really fun. Radicchio salad with a romesco vinaigrette. It's a roasted red pepper, hazelnut, sherry vinegar vinaigrette. Okay, so that's a traditional Spanish sauce, romesco. Grilled prawns and crispy calamari, and a few crispy fingerlings on there too. And then it is garnished with capers and manchego cheese. We have arugula tossed in a fresh thyme and balsamic vinaigrette. It is without the cheese. It's dairy free. The asparagus itself is wrapped with prosciutto. We can do some grilled asparagus with no prosciutto. Make it a vegetarian salad. Okay. It's garnished with the Parmesan Reggiano and a few edible spring flowers as well. All right, some of you new folks might have heard of the chowder, the clam chowder, or the guests asking about the clam chowder. This is that dish, and it's back. So steamed clams in a traditional chowder base. So it does have roux, so it's flour. It does have cream, dairy, and it has bacon in it too. So it's not vegetarian. Well, it's not pescatarian. Finished with some sweet cherry tomatoes and some fresh herbs and crispy Yukon Gold potatoes in there as well. And that's served with a little bit of the grilled bread. Nice. This is Kent's ideal burger, I think. He always asks for a spicy burger. Okay. So we have a chimichurri aioli, which is cilantro, jalapeno, parsley, lime. It is served with butter lettuce, cheddar, balsamic grilled red onions. So we grill them and toss them in some balsamic reduction. And then it's topped with a couple of jalapeno poppers that we make in-house. So we dip them in beer batter after they're already roasted and hollowed out, stuffed with cheese. Dip them in beer batter and serve right up on top. It is a cream cheese base, but it has white cheddar and a little bit of fontina as well. And then there's some scallion and red chili powder in there too for a little extra flavor. This is a hanger steak we all know. It's one of our best sellers. So I'm just doing a seasonal adjustment to it. Still serving it with the frites, grilled asparagus instead of the broccolini, and a little more traditional of the tarragon hollandaise to go with that. We have our king salmon. This is a sustainably farmed king salmon from Alaska. It's called Creative King. So it's not, how do I say this? Recently, our population's got back up. I don't really like to support commercial Oregon salmon because of the amount of danger it was in, endangered species. But so my point is, I found this product, I really love it, and a lot of places are using it because it's not like Atlantic salmon, farm salmon that's gross. This stuff is really, really nice. And we grill it. We put a little bit of tamarind glaze on it. Really nice pairing with the salmon because the richness of the salmon and the brightness of the tamarind glaze. And we did a little bit of grilled king oyster mushrooms and some shaved raw, but seasoned with olive oil and lemon juice and chive. So it kind of wilts them a little bit. And we lay those over the grilled salmon and mushroom, paired with the grilled asparagus, a fresh asparagus sauce, celery root, and Yukon Gold potato puree. This one. So this is a domestic lamb rack, meaning it is from the States. It's from southern Washington. And so they come a little bit bigger. There's other options I'd like to use, which is like New Zealand lamb or Australian. A little bit smaller loin. It's a little bit better price point too, but I really wanted to be able to feature, a local lamb product, and I think people will pay up for it because it's going to be a $36 entree on the menu. So that grilled, we serve it with a little bit of a ramp and morel butter on top, and then a spring sauté of crispy fingerling potatoes, fava beans, spring onions, peas. I think that was it. And then the sauce for it itself is a veal demi-glace that's been steeped with jasmine tea pearls. This has more gaminess than your Australian lamb. It's fed differently. It is obviously grown in a different part of the world, so it's going to lend well to all this local spring sauté stuff.